The black mamba is one of the most aggressive snakes in the world. They're not the most venomous snake out there, but their aggressiveness and potent venom, they're a real force to be reckoned with. The snake is usually found in southern and central Africa, and its average length is 9 feet. There have been examples of 14-foot black mambas spotted in the wild. Now you might be wondering why they're called black mambas when their skin ranges from dark brown to gray. But when provoked, the snake will open its mouth and you'll see an open pit of blackness ready to swallow you whole. The dangerous thing about these snakes is that they don't bite their prey only once. They'll latch on and they'll make several deadly bites, one after the other. Then the potent neurotoxin will start reacting inside the victim's body. The large amount of venom released in the body can kill a person within just 7 hours. So that's the time window a victim has before death. Next up, we have the African buffalo. The African buffalo, unlike the water buffalo, has never been domesticated. The reason for this is simple. The African buffalo is one of the largest and most aggressive buffalo in the world. They're so large and so strong that only lions and the largest crocodiles can hunt them down. Often it takes a group of predatory animals to take down an African buffalo. If a predator tries to take down a buffalo on its own, it'll find itself on the pointy end of those twisted horns, being flung 10 feet into the sky. The males can do this using their horns, which form a boss at the top of the head. It may take about 8 or 9 years for that boss to toughen up, but it's a deadly weapon when it does. Females don't have a boss like males. They're aggressive and territorial and kill about 200 people every year. Some of the largest specimens have measured between 1,100 and 2,200 pounds. The animals are about 11 feet long. The barracuda looks gentle, but it's actually quite aggressive. To date, there are 28 species of barracuda known to man, each more deadly than the last. Some consider great whites to be very aggressive, but the barracuda are more aggressive. They vary in length, but the longest ones have been known to smash that like button just like you should if you haven't done so already. But no, in all seriousness, the longest ones have been known to reach 6.5 feet from head to tail. Because it's an ambush predator, it relies on its speed to catch prey. That's why the barracuda will swim in bursts of 25 miles per hour and bite their prey. There aren't a lot of instances of barracuda attacks on humans, but they have been known to attack swimmers. Because they have very poor vision and are attracted to shiny objects, they view divers and swimmers as prey. Once they locate their prey, they'll swim fast and try to devour their prey in one big bite. This often leads to people losing entire limbs to a barracuda's powerful jaws. And now comes the horsefly. Mosquitoes are dangerous, but the horsefly is the stuff of which nightmares are made. They're very aggressive and have evolved to attack and suck the blood of animals that can't easily swat them away. Their bites are extremely painful because, unlike the female mosquito, the female horsefly doesn't have an anesthetic in its saliva. They are 2.4-inch brownish-green flies that will attack their prey with the utmost precision. It'll first slice open a wound and use an anticoagulant to suck the blood. However, as we've already mentioned, their bite is extremely painful, so they'll likely be swatted away. Eventually, they might come back to the same victim to finish the job, or they'll find fresh prey to get their blood. Chimps are among the most aggressive primates in the world. They're popular at the zoo, but some wealthy people keep them as pets. And this is where things go wrong. You see, chimps are 1.5 times stronger than humans and are relentless when attacking. For example, a former NASCAR driver, St. James Davis, brought a birthday cake for his former pet Mo, but didn't share it with the other 2 chimps. These 2 chimps mauled the NASCAR driver, who barely escaped with his life. And this brings us to another important point. Chimps are very intelligent but vicious. They don't have any sympathy for suffering victims and are smart enough to know which parts of the human body are most sensitive. That's why they choose to maul the face, the genitals, or the limbs during attacks. Of course, there have been instances where chimps have abducted and eaten human babies, mistaking them for colobus monkeys. And then we have the cassowary. They're unlike any other bird that you've met. The cassowary is among one of the largest birds on the planet, and if you look at them up close, it's not hard to see how they're descendants of dinosaurs. Some of the larger specimens can measure up to 6 feet in height and can weigh upwards of 160 pounds. These birds are native to Australia and New Guinea, and there are some cassowary farms in Florida. The bird cannot fly because of its size, but it can use its two powerful legs to jump up to 7 feet in the air and reach a speed of 31 miles per hour. Their legs are their deadliest weapon. They have 4-inch nails that they can use to pierce the skin and muscles of their prey. Most often they don't attack unless provoked and are generally very wary of humans. When the bird attacks, it'll do so with a powerful kick to the victim's body. They might seem like gentle creatures, but hippos are very aggressive. These animals are extremely territorial and aren't afraid of anyone or anything. They'll attack anything they feel is a threat to them, and this includes humans. Hippos consume about 80 pounds of food every day, and they can stay submerged underwater for up to 5 minutes. Their thick skin acts as an armor that protects against predators, and their giant mouth with tusks has a bite force significant enough to scare off even the toughest predator. The animals are so aggressive that the young sometimes die when they get caught in the middle of a fight between two adult males. Next comes honey badger. If there ever was a fearless animal, this one would be it. They don't care how big the predator is. All they care about is fighting and winning. Seriously, sometimes they've been known to successfully defend against giant predatorial cats. As we can see, the animal is fearless. But how's this possible? Well, their fearlessness comes from the way their body is built. First of all, they're immune to snake venom, which allows them to do stuff like this to snakes. They have loose skin, and the large predators can't easily sink their teeth into the honey badger's flesh, making them hard to kill. Knowing they can escape quickly, the honey badger uses attack as their best defense. Let's not forget about the fire ant. Other insects will attack if provoked. A fire ant will attack if you're in its way. That's right, these little guys are so aggressive that they'll attack anyone and anything that's standing in their way. They'll crawl up on your foot and they'll start biting. Thankfully, theirs is not the most painful bite. We have the bullet ant for that. However, the pain lasts a long time and it feels like a red-hot needle has pierced your skin. Some people are allergic to solenopsins, which is a type of poison. They need to be very careful when crossing fire ants because a lot of bites from these guys might send them into anaphylactic shock. The Nile crocodile has been voted the most aggressive animal in the world, Gustav being the most prominent example. The Nile crocodile is probably the only animal that considers humans part of its everyday diet. Gustav is estimated to have taken the lives of around 300 people, all of which were taken when humans got close to the water's edge. On average, these guys measure 16 feet, and they can weigh up to 1,650 pounds. Although it prefers to eat wildebeest, it still takes the lives of hundreds of people every year. Just like any other crocodile, the Nile crocodile, found across 26 sub-Saharan countries, is an ambush predator. It'll wait in the water quietly until an animal or human approaches the lake, rivers, or pond to drink. And as soon as it does, the croc will swim up, snap its powerful jaws, and pull the prey inward. Overpowering their prey comes easy, especially with their signature death roll. YouTube thinks you should watch this video next.